All right, guys, welcome to the venue live. My name is Roger, and this is Houston's first online live performance venue brought to you from R&R Studio. Today, well, it is Sunday. Happy Sunday, by the way.
Woo!
Totally forgot to say Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday is important, sir.
Absolutely.
It's the day of recovery. For some, it's the day of
It's a day of rest, man.
rest.
Yes.
Day of rest.
Rest and recovery. We'll do that little R&R.
Yes. So today in the studio we have J. Patrick Phillips. Thank you for joining us, bro.
Thanks for having me on, man.
There's so much that I can say about our relationship, and just about anybody that would come here, you are probably one of the musicians that I have longest history with.
I would concur. There's a little past there. It's gone from friends to family.
Yes,
It's a little deep, dude.
Yeah.
It's a little deep.
I wasn't even thinking that far.
Well, it's deep, dude.
Oh man, so I would normally ask the bands to tell us your name and what you do, but so tell us a little bit about what you do and what you have done about, with your songs, and a little bit about your style and where you come from. Just a little history about
A little
J.
backdrop.
Patrick
I
Phillips.
got you. So, first and foremost, I'm not a classically trained musician. It's one of those things that I was always singing. I was singing at parties in high school and stuff like that, and people just kind of got creeped out. They're like, dude, like play a music, like play an instrument or something, like pick up a guitar. Like I'm like serenading girls at like high school parties. It's like, but like, dude, I was owning it, But
Well, just singing or
just singing.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
yeah. That was like my
that
was my mojo back in the day.
bro.
I'm like operatic singing to chicks in high school. No, I'm kidding.
Hopefully in the parties and not like outside a window.
I was creeping.
Like
I was like creeping in their basement, singing to them, or like up to their windowsills. Nah, but dude, I was always a soccer player, and I think we've talked about this at some point. But dude, I was always a soccer player, and it just came to a point where that was no longer my calling, and kind of had some injuries, dealt with some stuff with that, and I was able to, once I got into college, put my focus into music. So I really started playing guitar when I was probably about 18, 19. Within a year, I started gigging out.
That's a little late in the game for.
It's very late in the game, but I always had the passion for it, and I've always been the type of person where I set my mind to something, dude. I go for it, dude. There's no holding back. It's not amateur hour, Like, you got to own it. So
you brought your A game.
Always, dude. You got to, man. But it was a difficult time because it's like I look at it now, dude. If I started now, back then, dude, kids got YouTube, all these videos. Shit. Someone could teach them how to play a song, dude. It's like, it's super, super. Like, it's a blessed time in regards to music, man. I think there will be a revival because of that. But I had to learn a little bit by ear and start training myself. And dude, I started surrounding myself with people that were good and better than me. And got fortunate enough to meet some cool people and started gigging out as a solo, and then met some friends and actually started some bands and did that in college for a little bit. Even played like on the road for a little bit and did some fun stuff. But my focus has always been my school, my career, and doing that. But music's always called me, man, and got pulled out to here and actually had met you, man. It was kind of crazy. That's an interesting story.
That's a whole interesting story. You were my boss for a while.
El Jefe.
For a long time, you were my boss at this company that I refuse to say their name because they deserve no recognition.
The name that shall not be spoken.
Except as a contractor, they're good. They pay up, whatever. But I refuse to ever say their name live.
And if you say it three times, you're full time.
Richard. And so we met there. I remember the first time we met, or one of the first time we realized that we're both musicians. I told you that I play with the salsa band.
Oh yeah.
And you came out, and
I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go get some salsa."
And so you came out, and then after that, we were jamming out like every other fucking day.
Yeah, pretty. Well, no, you like were jamming with some other dude, and I had to wait my turn.
Wait, who?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, that's another name I refuse to say.
You can't say that.
No,
but then if you say my name like it, I'm like in the trend of all that nonsense. So I'm Patrick Phillips. I'm not J. Patrick Phillips right now. I'm Patrick Phillips.
It is what it is.
It is. Things happen, man.
And so And so yes, okay, so there was a trial period.
No, there was like a patiently waiting period. I was like, dude, like, come on. I even filled in. And remember a little road trip? We did a little road trip.
We did do a little road trip
over to Austin.
Oh man, dude.
I was a self-proclaimed percussionist at the time.
Yes, you were.
I sucked so badly.
Oh wow, fuck. I wasn't even thinking about that far back, bro. But damn, we do have a long.
I take it deep, dude.
We do.
This is the deep cuts only, man.
So we got a message from Roxana Phillips, and she says to go live. We are live. Thank you, Roxana.
Thank you. Hi.
We wanna send a shout out to Renee Gonzalez, who's watching.
Renee.
Taylor, Yadi, Renee, another Renee, two Renees, Kimberly. Hey, what's up, Renee Gonzalez? Sorry I missed y'all yesterday, bro.
Yeah, he was creeping, man.
I got out of work a little late, and so I wanted to go and hang out with y'all, but it was just not gonna happen. I would have gotten there at like 2 a.m.
We were still going at it.
I know.
It was fun.
I know. I would have shown up, and I would have been all energetic. I would have been all tired.
You could have been part of the 2-song performance that lasted like 4 hours.
And so then we started practicing after that show. So that's when I had my first studio. At my dad's house.
She's saying on Facebook.
We are on Facebook. That is Facebook.
That's what I thought I was looking at. That's all good.
And so we started jamming, and we made Hooters our home.
It was a great place to get a meal, have a conversation, and more importantly, we would talk and ponder life situations, and that was our stopping point before we would come into the studio. He showed me this beast of a studio that he had, and my jaws dropped. I got a little excited. I got my covers on, so we're good. That's another. That's a side story.
That's a little side story for another time.
But dude, started chilling, man, and like coming into the studio, and you opened up your house to me and family, dude, and just like at the end of the day, man, it was familiar. You know,
and we literally became family.
Yeah, that was interesting.
That was a whole nother.
I still appreciate you, man.
There's just full of stories there.
Yeah.
And so let's forward to a couple of months after that. We recorded our first album.
Absolutely, chill style, man.
Chill style. I remember when we were when I had to record the drums.
Oh yeah.
And it was
we couldn't find a drummer, so it was like self-proclaimed. Tracking drums, man, that was so painful.
I remember
we didn't know what we were doing, man.
I remember
we were trying.
I remember I literally would fall asleep.
Yeah,
I literally would fall asleep sometimes while you were tracking guitars. Yeah. I would just pass out because we were doing it for so long.
No, but we would work like 90-hour weeks, and then like be up, and like I'd find them asleep in closets at the company that can't be mentioned.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm fucking crying.
You got to, man. It was fun times, dude.
Oh my god, dude. There's so much, and
it's history, man. There's a lot of good history.
And whenever we would be recording, and I'd be like, dude, just give me a little more. Just give me a little more.
Dig deep, dude. Just a little deeper.
and it was like, bro, like I can't do it.
No, that wasn't the bad part. The bad part was me trying to learn, like, I think you gave me basically in that time frame of my life a boot camp on harmonies.
Oh yes.
And it was like I just couldn't find it, man. And like it was record over again, do it again, and then you would like sing it into like the little, the bog mic. Yeah. You know, you'd bog mic me, and like you're like, dude, like it's this, and I'm like, okay, and then you'd press record, and I'm like totally not in it, and we're like, I was like, dude, I was close, and you're like, no, bro, let's do it again. It was good times. Dude.
Oh man, so when did you start writing original music?
Dude, I've always wrote original music. So even from when I was a little kid, I've always been drawn to music, although like no one in my direct like immediate family were play instruments, dude. So I'm like the only one that plays an instrument. And it was really weird. Like I've always been into poetry. I love reading and writing. I always was in creative writing, did journalism, all that stuff like that. I was kind of a nerd actually. But was like the athlete too as well. So I kind of fell in those lines, but started writing original songs and always had stuff that I'd come up in my head. Like, you know how like kids were like freestyling and coming up with nonsense back in the day?
Yeah.
Well, I'd do that and I'd come up with songs. And I'd come up with melodies and hooks, and I just, I'd listen to the bands that I was inspired by, and then pull from that.
Well, I gotta tell a secret that I haven't told anybody about you. I the reason why I kind of started writing music was because I met you, and you were one of the reasons that inspired me to start writing music.
I'm aware, dude.
And so
It's a touching moment for me.
And so just for everybody out there, the reason why I started writing music is because of this guy right here. I really like his writing style, and I saw the ease of you know, and I always thought about it, and just how hard in my mind it was like this was looking at a fucking like scientist writing like doing like solving a problem in the cosmos or something like that. But then I met you, and you were so easily just like making it, and I was just like, what the fuck, like,
dude.
And so that just really inspired me to just maybe it was being afraid of what people were gonna think, you know, and so you kind of freed me from that.
Dude, thank you. You know, but it's a two-way road. You know that. Like, so I kind of like sucked at music, dude. Like, I could come up with lyrics, I can sing, dude. Like, that's always been my honey hole. That's what I did, you know? And I've always kind of lacked in regards to not having that formal training. So, you know, I got to give a shout out to where shout outs due. So Jake Parsons back in the day, dude, he was a hell of a guitar player and one of my homies. And he kind of showed me things. And then Paul Hendricks, too, as well. He was kind of like my musical father and mentor for a little bit. But, dude, it wasn't really until we met that I actually had to, like, really step up my game. I mean, dude, you were like a Nazi when it came to timing and everything, dude. And we punched it, but it was boot camp, dude. And it was something that I really needed to focus in on. And, I mean, dude, I know I'm a gringo. Let's be legit. You know, I had to, like, to be part of the Familia, which is a whole nother, you know, that's a whole nother thing. But I had to learn to salsa dance, and that taught me timing, you know. I feel like as I've gotten a little older, my timing, I still have a little bit of my own time, but I'm a lot better.
Dude, you are a lot better.
Oh, dude, it was so bad before that.
I remember one of those first times, dude. I was, like, just listening to the metronome, and yeah.
Like, the metronome was like my mortal enemy for many years. It still is, dude. Like, I hate the metronome.
So I want to give a shout out to Roxana Phillips, your wife, my sister.
My love.
She's watching, and if you go to she's trying to share this. So if you go to Facebook on R&R Studio, you can share the event from there, and or on my page. I think I just shared it on my page too.
All right.
So tell us a little bit about your musical influences growing up, and who you looked up to as an artist.
Absolutely, man.
And from like the olden days until now.
Till now. So what I'm listening to back then, and then what led me to this point.
Yeah.
So, dude, I grew up in a weird household, man. There was a little bit of country and a little bit of rock and roll. My mom was more into like Led Zeppelin and stuff like that, where my dad was into like Kenny Rogers and like John Denver. Which was cool, dude. Like, I dug it. Like, it was great. Even like I listened to like, I remember listening to vinyl back in the day and listening to like the Carpenters and stuff like that. Great stuff. But it wasn't really until, like, you know, I started to come of my own age and found my own music, and then found, like, you know, I was part of that early 90s, you know, love, like, the Nirvanas, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Soundgarden, all that. But it wasn't really until I found a band called Sublime, man, that I kind of found my own thing, that I felt like it never felt so right. And I'll never forget, I was in middle school, and there was this girl, her name was Kristen Lauder, and she was cool as hell, and her and Angela Yoakum. So I'll give them a shout out if they're watching. But, dude, crazy enough, man. Like, they were listening to Sublime. I'm like, who is that? They're like, dude, you need to listen to it. And I'm like, all right, cool. I listened to it, dude, fell in love, and just started digesting all their music, all their stuff. Yeah. And like, I lived it. I lived that music for years. And like,
you did. I met you, and you were still living it.
When you grow up in Florida, and we're on the East Coast, and dude, I like to surf. I like to spend time at the beach. I was an outdoors person there, and it was like, it fit the lifestyle for it. Like, that's the music. You pop the top down, you're riding down the beach, you got your surfboard, and you're ready to go tackle a day, and you get fired up. So, like, Sublime was, like, really it. But then Sublime was kind of the top of it, because I was also, like, really, really heavily into, like, Sublime led me to Bob Marley, which was kind of cool. It wasn't the other way around, and I'm thankful for Bradley, and, you know, he opened my eyes to so many other bands, too, as well, and, like, punk and thrash and metal and hip hop and all this other stuff, because they didn't put themselves in a box. And then, you know, I don't know, man, like, there's just so many bands that I listen to, dude. Like, I can't even tell you. So I've never really kind of stuck into one genre. I just like a little bit of everything. But one thing that we all kind of found, and we kind of got along, and you kind of got me back into him, was Dave Matthews.
Really?
Yeah. So my brother was heavily into them back in the 90s, and he brought a mixtape, like a cassette.
Oh, yeah.
And, dude, it was so funny because one side of the cassette, I gave him 40 ounces to freedom. And then on the other side of the like, it was like pre-Dave stuff, like before it was even like, yeah. Like, so really, really incredible. We started to share that, and then, I don't know, I thought it was really yuppie, and I kind of stepped away for years. And then we started jamming, dude. You were diehard in regards to guitar with it. You put your time, you put your legwork.
Yeah. And I was already like hard deep into it.
You were deep cuts.
Yeah.
Only deep tracks.
Yeah,
only deep tracks. And like, dude, I wanted to play that, but my skill level wasn't there, and I think that's why I was deterred from playing Dave back in the day, was because, dude, I wasn't mature.
It's that timing, bro.
It wasn't just the timing. I wasn't mature enough to even digest that. I don't think it was until I still really started playing music that my mind started to open up a little bit and get better to the point where I could understand music, you know? Like, you got to dig in, you got to immerse yourself, you got to practice, and it was surrounding myself with better people. That's my story of my whole entire life.
Well, I think now your music has kind of shifted a lot.
Oh yeah.
Because there was a lot of Sublime influence.
It was all Sublime. That's all it was.
Early
dude.
Patrick, and now
Sublime and Marley, dude. There was some Marley there too.
And now it's more like Dave, and a combination of all those. But
dude, I kind of like to think it's its own thing. You know?
Yes, I mean it's a combination of everything. You know, a little Latin into it as well.
Dude, there's some
Latin, a little Latin vibe into it.
Salsita, man. Nice. Some salsa verde for that. You know? It's good times, man.
Yeah, and so it's good stuff, man. We've gone to a lot of concerts together.
Excessive. We've bought many of houses, or could have bought many of houses with the amount of concert tickets and shows and flights and all that. And I'm seeing the love there. There's love there.
There's a little love. Who's giving us some love?
Oh, that's Roxana. She's giving us love. And yeah.
Who's Dave Matthews? Well, Renee, I have you can't see it, but I have that little present you sent me right there, the opener.
Yeah. Who's Maeve Matthews?
You miss
exactly.
And so when are we gonna finish your new songs, man?
We need to schedule some time. So I've been writing material, dude. I always write material. I've got probably 40 new songs that I haven't even touched, and I'm always coming up with new stuff. But it's always about finding the right So now I'm having a lot more ease with writing the material and playing the more technical stuff. And now it's weird, as I've matured in that, I'm having a harder time on the lyrics, where it used to just be about lyrics.
Yeah.
I could pop out lyrics in 5 seconds. But
sorry to interrupt you. So is it more difficult to pop lyrics to your newer style of playing than your older style of playing?
Absolutely, dude, because it's a lot more the approach of timing and how you kind of. Dude, heavily influenced by Scott Weiland, STP. He's a wiggly worm, dude. He finds the pockets and he goes in front of the drums and behind the drums and goes with the drums. So he's molding through the timing. And I want to be like that wiggly worm, but at the same time, too, it's very difficult to write in other timing signatures besides 4/4, which I'm a 4/4. I was a 4/4 junkie, dude. It was a 4-chord.
4/4, 2/4.
Everything was 4/4. Yeah, dude. Well, dude, I started playing Tinks, dude. We know that, man. It was reggae Tinks. It was easy, and I could get out of the house with it, you know?
Yeah.
But you can only do that for so long.
But people digest that shit.
Dude, they love it.
Left and right.
Dude, they love it.
It's like home for a lot of people, you know?
It can be home, dude. It's home for me, dude. I can go in there right now, pick up my guitar, and play 2 chords and just own it. And just make up stuff because it's home.
Well, you also have that ease of vocabulary.
I'm a cunning linguist, as one might say.
And you know, and I felt like our relationship was awesome in the sense that you definitely have the whole linguistic
dude, I love that.
And I had that whole musical background. Fucking.
You had the theory. You were the mad scientist, and dude, I just could say some stuff.
Yeah, but to me, because maybe on my side it's the music. The mad scientist part for me was lyrics, you know.
Are we having some breakthroughs?
Is this like an online psychology session?
I feel like we're getting a lot off our chest right now.
Right.
Like, are you just trying to say you appreciate me, dude? Because I appreciate you, bro.
Oh, dude.
No, but
yeah.
we want what we don't have. You know, we look up towards what we don't have. And you had the theory. You're a theory junkie. You knew all that stuff, and I needed that to grow. So it's really cool to like get that kind of mesh together because, dude, you completed me.
Should we show them the tattoo we have?
Oh no, they're not ready for that.
All right, so hey Raina, how are you doing?
Ray.
Hey Raina, Ray. Everybody watching.
Dude, I gotta give a shout. Can I give a shout out?
Dude, give shout outs.
Dude, I'm gonna give a shout out to King Baby, dude. I felt like I gotta represent, dude, because I'm super proud of him. Dude, the fact that you guys are going on tour and doing some stuff, man, like, salute to you, dude. I know you. I have known him before. I went over to his house, his old place. I remember bringing my loop pedal and we just dinked around, dude.
Really? How long ago was this?
Some time ago, dude. It was some time ago. It was like probably 5-6 years ago. But dude, he's legit, dude. He's just a good guy and always has me in mind when they do stuff and always throws stuff out for me to go play. And
well, King Baby has been very helpful. He does a lot. He actually books for us now.
I know, it's crazy, man.
And it's funny how small the world is.
It's very small, dude. It's very small.
And yeah, shout out to King Baby.
I'm just hoping his ass makes it, dude. And like, you know, you want like a water hydration specialist or like a water boy or something, dude. Hire, bro.
And I think this was his hat, and so I'm gonna keep it. And once he goes famous.
Oh yeah. And then, well, dude, I've just ruined it because like his bio is no longer part of it. Now mine's in it, so I don't know, dude. I may have just devalued it.
I'm sure we can find some traces of it. Some traces of it.
You gotta smell deep.
So Renee, I know you can't have a triple conversation, a true way. But we started recording some of your new songs not too long ago. We had Renee come from San Marcos, or was it?
Dude, he's New Braunfels.
New Braunfels? Yeah. Okay, somewhere out there. And so
he's from Germanland.
So we need to finish it.
Yeah, eventually.
There's
it needs to be done. It's tasty.
We need to set up a trio to do this thing, the little performance in here.
Yeah.
And we need to get together and practice. Renee.
Renee's down, dude.
That's the official invitation, Renee. And I know I'm looking at the phone, but literally the camera's over there.
Oh yeah, I keep looking down. It's like,
It's like, Renee, are you there? Respond.
We're not even talking to the camera,
We're not even talking to the camera.
Hey guys.
Well, hello. We did not know you were here. We were just having. So.
Oh, it's fancy seeing you there. That whole thing we're doing.
So tell us a little bit about the songs that you have prepared for us tonight, and just what is it called? I don't even know what those numbers mean.
7813 in the house in the Hizzle. That's his like probably his area code is my guess.
Oh yeah.
Or zip code. It's a zip code. Yeah, it's a zip code. He's representing. So back on to what we were saying, music-wise, dude. So this the stuff I'm playing, dude. It's like some of it's kind of new, some of it's not. I've kind of been tinkering it in the background for a little bit.
Do you mind scooting up, bro? I feel like I'm gonna break my neck. Like I'm gonna be like talking to you.
Dude, I'm getting comfortable and I'm like wheeling and dealing. You know how I am.
Here we can get close if
we can get uncomfortably close like we were talking about. So tell me a little bit. So at the end of the day, really this stuff is about love. It's about life. It's about, this different season and chapter of my life. We all go through seasons, and a lot of it's invoked in love, and love for my wife and love for my family. Some of it's fun, dude. Some of it's just through adventures, dude. One of the songs I'm gonna play, "Wash That Wickedness," dude. It's about New Orleans and the sign holders. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping when I play the songs, I'll tell you guys a little bit about them before I do, kind of give you that little deeper dive into it. But dude, the music, it all comes from a good place, and it's all about just that whole idea of chill style. That's kind of what I've always wanted to do, is just write chill music. And dude, if people like it, kick ass, dude. But if not, dude, at least I'm doing something that makes my heart happy. Yeah. That's all that matters, dude, at the end of the day.
That's pretty badass, man. And like I know I've said it a lot, but it's a pleasure to have you here.
It's a pleasure to be here.
You have been through a lot history with me, musical history and family life history, whatever, just everything. And so it's finally a pleasure to host you in this studio. I know Patrick was one of the first people whom I asked before this happened. Mm-hmm. And so I remember shooting that idea at you and just kind of kind of going through all the possibilities of what has happened. And so here we are, 60.
I just wanted to be your cheerleader, dude. Do it. You've got, dude. So like, if you don't know about Roger, dude, this is a beautiful facility. He's got everything you can need to do to let your creativity come out. And more importantly, dude, he's got the talent to back it. And dude, it's freaking it. I'd hate for this space to be wasted, and I felt like so long that the space was just wasted.
And this place wasn't used.
And dude, Houston needs something like this. Houston needs some community, man. We need people to get together and rise up, create a real music scene where with good, talented musicians. That's the most important thing. It's getting some good people together and having some fun, man. And I think this is cool because like I've been creeping on the shows and stuff like that. I was probably the #1 fan at first, but you know, seeing the different talent and knowing that there's other people out there. I think we were both probably really narrow-minded for a long time about what's in the area.
Yeah,
it's like,
there's a lot of talent here, bro, and we have so much more talent coming. I mean, we've only been doing this for 3 months.
I know, it's crazy, dude. But it's been an awesome 3 months watching and even seeing like it develop and grow. The talent's even getting better. Not to say anything about the talent in the beginning, but I've seen some pretty amazing stuff recently, man. It's like, I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see where it's going to go.
We have obviously, you're extremely talented, and people are gonna freaking love your music.
I hope they do.
Oh, dude. I mean, you have really good music, and so
I like to play.
That's
man.
always
that's all that matters.
It's always what's kind of led me to your music, and I really appreciate what you do. And you have a lot of talent.
Thanks, man.
We want to give a shout out to a couple of people.
Let's do it.
So we want to give a shout out to Kevin Hamlin, who books out artists for us. Tune Out Concert Fest, February 21st through the 23rd. I always forget the place it's going to be at, but just look out Tune Out Concert Fest. Ivan Oropesa with Rock Animal, who sends us artists all the time. Give a shout out to him. Every Wednesday we have a Spanish rock concert.
Oh yeah, I've tuned in.
And so
yeah,
and so it's cool. We like to push our Spanish music as well.
Absolutely, es muy importante.
Definitely a shout out to King Baby Familia. Definitely, we love you, bro. Mad love always. Severo Brown, Zona Libre, KFPT. They've been sending us artists. Hank Lamb and 90.1. And Westone Audio, we want to give them a shout out. The in-ears.
Westone Audio.
Thank you for the in-ears. We're using them right now. They sound kick-ass.
You know, when I saw, this is not going to be one of those cheesy plugs, but it might be. So when I was like, oh, so he got a sponsorship, cool. He's got like some in-ears, great. I wonder how they sound. That's all I cared about. And I know you're anal retentive when it comes to sound. Dude, they're good, man.
Yeah.
They're solid. It's a solid product.
I don't just
this is a very anal retentive guy when it comes to perfection in audio, and he's the good guy to have. You want this kind of guy when it comes to audio. Like, he wants you to sound good, you know?
Yeah.
And, dude, it's so important to be able to hear yourself. And it's like the clarity that I hear right now in my ears, it's like it's like not having them in. It's that important. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man.
But cool, man. Other than that, any last shout outs, man?
Dude, shout out to my family, shout out to my wife, shout out to anyone that I've ever played with or has believed in anything that I've ever done. I just love to play music, dude, and I just hope people, if there's someone out there that wants to jam out or do something or play a show sometime, hit me up. I love to play, and I've got so much stuff to bring to the table, and I just want to have a good time, you know?
Cool. Diego just showed up. What's up, Diego?
What up?
We need to get you back over here, Diego. And so, other than that, I think we're ready to do this, man.
I guess.
You feeling good?
I mean, you've built me up to this point now.
All right, guys. That's
going to be like a crash. It's been real, guys. Thank you.
All right, guys. So let's get ready to do this. Patrick's going to go hit the
let's go hit the booth, you know?
And we'll be back with you guys.
Gracias.